Welcome back. You're watching our continuing coverage of the attacks on the Indian city of Mumbai, where more than 100 people have been killed in that series of coordinated financial capital. Hostages have been released from here, the Taj Hotel, but you can see the fires are continuing to burn there after a number of grenade attacks. Tense standoff at the Trident Oberoi Hotel as well. Reports of 200 people, 200 guests trapped inside there. Indian commandos did storm that hotel some time ago, and our correspondent was telling us of a number of low explosions coming from within the building. Now, a man claiming to be one of the gunmen has spoken on local television in India TV it's called. He calls himself Imran. He says he is at Nariman House. Now, you remember that's the Jewish centre in Mumbai where hostages are being held, in addition to these major hot spots at the two hotels. I want to have a little listen to what he had to say.
Why don't you think about the atrocities being committed on Muslims in India? Why have you forgotten about the Babri Mosque in Gujarat? If we are fighting for our rights, why is that terrorism? If after atrocities we pick up an AK-47, what's wrong with that? And you call that terrorism? Muslims are picked up at random and thrown into prisons. Is that fair? We know how to fight for our rights, and we also know how to take away the rights of others. There are 5 comrades with me at Nariman House.
When did you arrive in Mumbai?
We have come here because we are sick and tired of atrocities being committed on us. You know all the facts.
How old are you, Imran?
I am 25 years old.
And what about the others?
They're all young, in their youth.
You know the army has surrounded you. Why don't you simply surrender?
I'd rather live like a lion for one day. As it is, we are being killed. Our livelihoods are being destroyed. What are you talking about? So many of our brothers were burned alive in Gujarat. There was no terrorism there.
What about the relatives of the people who were killed? Don't you think about them?
You have forced us to take up weapons. You have forced us to leave our schools and take up the gun. Why don't you think about that? If there were no atrocities against us, we wouldn't do this.
So, interesting that a man claiming to be one of the gunmen inside the Nariman Centre, the Jewish community centre where hostages are also being held, he was saying, if we're fighting for our rights, why is that terrorism? He was talking about the atrocities committed against Muslims in the Kashmir region of India as reason for this, I guess, retaliation, he might call it. So interesting to hear that, unconfirmed, but does claim to be one of the gunmen inside the Nariman